Most new coaches waste years trying to grow organically before they've ever even ran an ad. They think they need a big following first. But the truth is that you should start running your ads from day one. I did. It took me from zero to $20,000 in my very first month with no following, no experience, and no content strategy. So in this video, I'm going to break down the 5 steps that show exactly why ads are the fastest and most predictable way to grow your coaching business, even if you're just starting out. And step number 1 is the mistake that almost every new coach makes. So step number 1 is the wait until I'm ready trap. So most new coaches, they usually start backwards. They say things like, I'll start running ads once I've built an audience, or I'll wait until I have more content. But that mindset keeps you stuck for years. Here's the truth. If nobody knows that you exist, your business does not exist. You're not going to make any money. You're not going to grow your business. You're not going to make more money. And posting every day won't fix that fast enough. Everyone knows that creating content is a long-term game, right? It's going to take you at least 3 to 5 years to actually build a following and build a substantial amount of income doing that method, right? And so when you're starting out, you don't have brand awareness. You don't have testimonials or momentum. You have time and you have belief. And so ads convert that belief into visibility. And so when I first started, I had nothing. I had no followers. I had no big client list. I didn't have a fancy studio, but I ran ads immediately from zero. I had no clients. I had no results. I was starting from zero. I was a complete beginner. And within 30 days, my calendar was full and $20,000 came in. So I want you to visually think about it like this. It's like starting a campfire with damp wood. You keep striking matches, which is basically posting content, or you can just pour gasoline on the fire, which is ads, and get instant heat, right? Because here's what happens when you wait. Every month that you say you're not ready, someone else is running ads, getting clients, and taking your space in the marketplace. So don't wait for perfect. Start with ads from day one, because step 2 will show you what happens when you do. So step 2 is a 30-day momentum effect. When I first started running my ads, I wasn't special. I didn't have a big name. I was literally sitting at my parents' house trying to figure things out. But within that first month, people who had never heard of me were finding out about me every single day. Leads were coming to me consistently. Conversations were happening with my ideal prospects, and sales were closing. I made $20,000 my first month of running ads, not because I was the best, but because I was visible, because people knew I existed. And I've seen the same pattern with every client who starts this way. So for example, one of my clients, Adam, he had 0 offer, he had 0 experience, 0 audience. He's never even taken a sales call before in his life before working with me. I helped him run ads immediately. He made $10,000 in his first month doing this, and he made $20,000 in his second month, right? Preeti, for example, no experience, no following. We helped her create an offer around trauma. She helps people solve their trauma for good. I helped her start with ads. She made $9,000 in her first month, right? Another client of mine, Sarah, complete beginner. She had no audience. She had no lead. She didn't even know what her offer was going to be. I helped her run ads. And within her first month, she had people booking calls with her left, right, and center, which were her ideal prospects. And she made $15,000 in her first month. Every single one of those clients I just mentioned, they all skipped the posting for years phase and built momentum immediately. They got results immediately because ads do one thing that organic content can never do, which is they accelerate awareness. Now, you might be thinking, well, what if I don't have proof yet? I didn't have proof when I first started. Proof comes from clients. Clients come from visibility, and visibility comes from ads. So it's a chain reaction, and ads are that spark. But there's a deeper reason why this works so fast, and it's what most coaches never think about, and that's step 3. So step number 3 is you don't need a following, you need conversations. So everyone in this space, I see it all the time, they're all obsessed with building an audience, right? Every single beginner I know in online coaching space, they want to build an audience, but an audience does not pay your bills. Conversations do. Every sale starts with a conversation, and conversations start with leads. Ads give you leads on demand. You don't need 10,000 followers. You need 10 qualified people who want your help and are ready to talk. That's it. And so posting content might get you some likes, it might get you some views, but that doesn't pay your bills. And that doesn't mean you'll get leads. You can't pay your rent with engagement. But ads, they generate conversations instantly. And you get to choose who you're having these conversations with. You get to choose how many conversations you're having. That gives you full control. And so here's the math that changed everything for me. If I run ads and I generate 10 leads a day, if I book even 3 of them for calls and just 1 becomes a client, that's 1 new high ticket client every day. And all that is possible because I chose visibility first, not trying to go viral. That's what ads do for you. And so it's like fishing with a net instead of a single hook. Every day you cast a wide net and consistently bring in a lot of new prospects. And so once you realize this, business stops being emotional and it starts becoming mathematical. And when you have a system that generates daily conversations, you stop chasing growth. You control it. And so that's what leads us to step 4. So step number 4 is ads shortcut years of effort. So let's just talk about time for a second, because that's the one thing most coaches never get back. Building a following organically will take you years. Everyone knows this. It's going to take 3 to 5 years at least of you creating content 5 to 10 hours a day, creating, filming, editing, posting, replying to comments. You're going to be praying that your content goes viral. You're going to hope that your business gets pushed out there in the algorithm. And even then, you might only land one client. But that's not a strategy. That's a gamble. And so ads let you skip all of that. You buy speed, you buy exposure, you buy predictability with just $25 a day. Boom. Now you have leads coming through consistently every day. Every business needs leads. Your business will not grow if you don't have leads. I started at $25 per day. That's less than most people spend on takeout. And within weeks, I was talking to my ideal clients daily. And so these were not random followers. These were not tire kickers. These were real prospects with the problem that I can help them solve. Now, a lot of people think, well, ads cost money, right? And it's like, yeah, duh. So does waiting, though. So does posting content. It costs you not money, but it costs you time. You're paying in time and stress and lost opportunity, and that's way more expensive than $25 a day. And so when you're running ads, every dollar has a job. It goes out, it brings people to you. These are your ideal clients. It brings back awareness to you and your offer. It generates you leads, and it gets you clients. And then you reinvest those profits back into the business to grow even faster and get clients at a faster rate. And so it's like pushing a snowball downhill. Once it starts rolling, it builds momentum on its own. And so that's why I tell every new coach this. If you want to shortcut the struggle, don't wait until year 3 to start running ads. Do it from day 1. Because the faster that you start, the faster you're going to build this engine that creates clients on autopilot. And that engine, that consistency, leads us to step 5. So step number 5 is ads make business simple. So running ads isn't easy, but it's the easiest path to success. Business will always be hard. If running ads was easy, everyone would be a millionaire, but that's not the case, right? Business is still hard, but out of all the methods out there that you have to grow your business and get coaching clients online, ads are by far the easiest path to success. And I know this because I tried everything out there. There will always be problems for you to solve, but when you have a predictable system for getting leads, everything else in the business becomes so much easier and simpler. When I started running ads, everything in my business changed. I wasn't stressed about where my next client's going to come from. I wasn't burning out on content creation. I wasn't waiting on luck. I was in control. Every day, I was spending a little bit of money on these ads, and new people found out about me and my offer. Every week, I was having new conversations that started with my ideal prospects. Every month, I had new clients coming in. And so that rhythm gave me leverage. I was working smart, not hard. And so it gave me peace of mind. It gave me my time back. Because once your ads are working, business isn't chaotic anymore. It's cause and effect. You spend money, you get leads, you close leads, you scale. And so it's like driving a GPS instead of guessing directions. You still have to steer, but now you know exactly where you're going. And that's the real gift of ads. It gives you clarity. And so you finally know what to do every day to move forward. So let's just recap all of that. If you're just starting out as a coach, here's what I want you to remember. Don't wait until you're ready. Start from day 1. The fastest way to create momentum and get visible is to create ads that give you instant visibility. You don't need followers. You need conversations. Ads will give you those every single day. Ads will shortcut years of your organic effort, and they will buy you speed and predictability in your business. Once you have ads running, business becomes simple math. You spend money, you get leads, you get calls, you get clients, and you grow. I started at 0. I had no audience. I had no clients. I had no experience. 30 days later, I had $20,000 coming in my bank. All because I ran ads from day 1. And so I've seen it happen again and again. Adam, Pretty, Sarah, all of them, they're not special. They're ordinary people, just like you and I, but they ran ads from the beginning. And all of them made thousands of dollars in their very first month. Not because they were experts, not because they were lucky, but because they decided to skip the line and run paid ads. So if you're a new coach and you're wondering, should I start posting or should I start advertising? The answer is really simple. You want to start with ads, because once you do, you finally have what most coaches spend years chasing, which is momentum, consistency, and control. And so in the next video, I'm going to show you how to start smart, what kind of ad to run first, how to get leads for under $10 each, and how to turn those conversations into paying clients. Because it's one thing to turn an ad on, but it's another to turn them into income. And so once you see how simple it really is, you'll never go back to the old way of doing things again.